I think it's people trying to guess what people want to see rather than making what they think is good.
That is exactly what I've been saying for years. Hello, everyone. I am Mecha Random 42, the one, the only, the original, still your favorite YouTube harpy, and we are talking today a little bit about this whole Snyder Cut nonsense and how the media is still trying to demonize the fans. They're still taking shots at us. They're still coming after us. They are still, and here's the thing. Even if you don't like the Snyder Cut, this affects everybody. If you don't even like the Justice League, if you don't like any of this affects everybody. And that's why I used the clip of Kumail Nanjiani here, where he's talking about, and if you want to see the full thing, there's an article on Variety here. He's saying that nobody in Hollywood knows what they're doing. You know, I agree with him. But there's a little bit more to that I'm going to play in a little bit here. But the most important thing we're talking about today is the fact that they keep trying to attack fans. Again. The Justice League Snyder Cut decision teaches fans the wrong lesson. Oh, really? What is that? That we're allowed to, consume things that we wish to? We're allowed to have a freedom of choice to do what we want with our money? Hey, movies aren't mandatory. I even have that on a shirt. If you want to check out that, I have a merch store. Also, like, subscribe, share if you do like my content. It really helps. This is just one of many, and this is 7 days old. Yeah, it is. There's been so much stuff going on. I can't even have time to make videos on everything. But let's take a look at some of these other articles. It's pretty much the same thing over and over again, continuously. And of course, other sites are also doing this. Now, there's a couple of factors here I want to really talk about without even reading their articles, because who cares? Anybody can just read the articles and shrug on a camera, right? And of course, this really irks me, though, because why do they do these? Why do they write these articles? Well, there seems to me to be this big divide between the fans and consumers and the people making the product, and then the people in the middle who want access to the people making the product, also known as the access media. That's what it really seems like to me. And the fact that it was a good business decision from the standpoint of HBO Max and everybody involved there to go ahead and make something that wasn't going to cost them a ton of money and going to make a lot of people happy, or at least a lot of people curious enough to sign up for HBO Max, curious enough to talk about this, to get them some decent marketing for free. This is free publicity for HBO Max, and by me even mentioning them, that is subconsciously advertising it to some point, even though nobody's paying me a dime to advertise it, and I probably won't even sign up for it. I personally don't even care about a Snyder Cut, because I don't think that's going to fix anything in these movies anyway, and make me want to see them any more than I already do. So the fact that we keep seeing these articles really tells me that the media has a lot more influence on what they're making behind the scenes than I think people realize. And it also kind of tells me that Hollywood is kind of out of touch. So much so that we needed the fan movement of release the Snyder Cut to get people to even pay attention, right? And it's going to be the same thing with the Game of Thrones stuff. You need the fan backlash sometimes, because like Kumail Nanjiani says, they don't know what they're doing in Hollywood. Oh yeah, and there's more to that here.
Nobody knows what they're doing, so they're trying their best to guess what people might want to see, when really, and then that's what happens, right? You could see, like, suddenly there's a hit movie that was unexpected. Now you see like 10 copies of that.
That is exactly what I've been saying with the Twilight phenomenon. You get a hit movie, or The Matrix. Go back to The Matrix. How many movies were trying to be the next Matrix? How many movies threw in the clip of the spinning around camera? We would see it in commercials for The Gap. The ones that used Jump, Jive, and Wail. You guys remember that if you're my age. You're all boomer from the 90s. We saw these copycat properties, and this is why I keep saying they keep trying to remake Twilight all the time, because that was the last really big property that the studios felt some sort of financial boost from. These YA, young adult movies that are all copies of Twilight, and that's why they turned Star Wars into that. So they don't know what they're doing, and this just kind of all ties in together for me. It really makes a lot of sense, and the fact that the media is still out there just trying to demonize it really shows that they don't want the studios to start listening to us, because once the studios start listening to us, then they stop listening to Screen Rant and CBR and all of those places, and they find more credibility and more reliable and honest reviews from people like me, who will tell you what's wrong with the movie. I will tell you exactly what's wrong with the movie. I will tell you, look at something like Star Wars, for example. What's wrong with it is you're making Twilight instead of Star Wars. If I wanted to watch fucking Twilight, I would have watched it. And that's kind of the point with a lot of these things, like superhero movies. If I want and have this idea of what Superman is, or Batman, or any of these superheroes, and I come in and the studio has no idea what the fans want, so they just throw whatever to the wall and see what sticks, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, you're gonna have some people upset from it. You're gonna have some people saying, well, Man of Steel was too dark, or Justice League was so disjointed, you switched directors halfway through, we want to see what the real director. Yeah, Hollywood doesn't know what the crap they're doing, and now they're finally kind of starting to listen to investors. But we got the media coming in, sneaking their little talons in, saying, oh, no, you're just naughty, toxic fans, because you had the nerve to complain about it. Come on, really? Like I said, movies are not mandatory. You don't have to go and see every single movie that comes out. They feel so entitled to our money that they have the nerve to run these articles saying we're entitled fans. And I get those in comments too. Oh, you guys are just entitled fans. Because what? Your media overlords told you what to say? They told you to recite back the same nonsense, the same BS? Because we keep seeing the same marketing message over and over and over again, because that's what they want people to think of these movies. They want people out there to just say, oh, no, you're just toxic fans. You're just this, you're just that. I have thought that people are just toxic fans. Look at the Rick and Morty stuff where people were screaming their heads off about Szechuan sauce, right? I was under the assumption that Rick and Morty fans were just toxic fans, and I didn't want to watch the property because of it. But what these articles say and how they portray the fandoms really is telling. And the fact you have people in Hollywood like Kumail Nanjiani here saying that, yeah, in Hollywood, they really don't know what they're doing. They're just throwing stuff to the wall, seeing what sticks. And then we get all of these excuse after excuse articles blaming us when their crappy movie fails, right? We get it. We see through your crap. We're tired of it. Movies are not mandatory. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. I personally am happy that there is a Snyder Cut. I am happy that there is going to be an option. And I'm happy that the fans who really requested this are getting what they want. And it was a perfect storm of a perfect situation of circumstances to get that movie made. So don't expect it on everything. Don't expect a remake of Game of Thrones anytime soon, because they would have to actually go back and film and rewrite and do a whole lot of stuff in game. They basically have to redo the whole thing. They're just throwing some stuff together and adding in some ADR dialogue. Oh, and before I let you go, there's also the rumors of Henry Cavill coming back for a Superman movie, a sequel, and of course Ben Affleck coming back for possibly more Batman. You know, at the very least, they'll probably come in, do some dialogue for ADR that they can just record at home over their cell phones, probably at this point, right? I don't think they're going to be signing on these major actors for major multi-million-dollar movies just yet, until after they see how many people are going to sign up for the Snyder Cut. So if that happens to be a thing, then I'll definitely be talking more about it. But yeah, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. I am MechaRandom42, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.